and welcome to another video on the Double D's channel. I am Robo Duke, that is your first D. And that is the second D in Double D's. And we're here with another one of our instant reaction videos. Very appropriate reaction, as always. Because this week, Dennis and I went and saw Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And just to explain instant reaction, the reason we call it instant reaction is because we just saw the movie a couple hours ago. So this really is our first thoughts, beyond the few things we've talked about. And
yeah, I try not to say anything. I really don't. Like, even after the movie, I'll say a few things, but I try not to show my hand, if you will.
Yeah,
I don't at all. So when I say something now, you're going to be like, I had no idea.
It's true. Maybe I thought you were mad at me.
Nope. I just don't say anything after the movie.
Saving it up. Saving it up for you. For you. So let's get into it. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Should we say who was starring? Andy Serkis.
Oh, yes, of course.
And to me, Andy Serkis and Gary Oldman. Those are the two actors I know, and those are the two actors that I would say starred in it.
Yeah. As is always with instant reaction, we didn't look anything up. So the only other guy who was in this movie was someone who looked like, what's his name, Andrew Lincoln from Walking Dead? Frank Grimes?
Yeah, but it wasn't him, though.
But it looked like him!
It kind of did,
like the whole movie, I'm looking at this guy, the main character, one of the main characters with Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
And Caesar, Andy Serkis, the leader of the Apes. The whole time I kept looking at this guy and just thinking, like, he looks like Rick Grimes. It looks like they wanted to get him, and they got this other guy instead, because the only other actor I knew in there besides Gary Oldman, and Andy Serkis, of course, was Felicity.
Yeah, that's the whole time I'm like,
don't even know her name.
I'm like, Kerry Russell? I think that's her name. I'm like, Felicity. Felicity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what has she done since Felicity? Not a whole lot. That's not a whole lot.
I can't
That
say.
is your answer. Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. And if she has, it's been under the radar. I could see her being in, like, Lifetime movies.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff
Oh,
like that.
Hallmark Channel?
Yeah, being
I can
like,
see that a lot.
the battered wife, I don't know. There's something about her eyes. You know what? She was in this movie because she can cry on command. Like she just, like...
Battered wife?
Yeah, but, like, dude, every scene she's in this, like, she just instantly is, like, welling up about something. Like,
Yeah, she was... So, alright, let's get into the movie.
Yeah, let's just talk about the actors. No,
So, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was getting... The minute I thought it was getting too slow, action kicked in.
Yeah, it had a very good,
That
pace
was the
to it.
best part. Like, spoiler, it is definitely an ape movie with a little bit of humans. We talked about that in the theater.
We did, yeah.
It is definitely an ape movie.
They really
which
do let
is
them...
good. Like,
Yeah. It's because mostly, I usually hate CGI graphics in movies used very heavily, but I feel like when it's done very well with motion capture, and when you have someone like Andy Serkis playing the character...
is it really pronounced Circus?
Yeah, Andy Serkis.
I just realized
I
that.
think
like,
it was pronounced...
like, Circus. Like, well, it's S-C... I don't know.
It's
just,
S-E-R-K-U-S, right?
I don't know. Just the fact that it's
Serkis.
Circus. It's just...
It might be Serkis. It might technically be like Andy Serkis. But no,
Just the fact that it was Circus. When I first heard that, I was like, really? Circus? And then, like, Circus.
Appropriate. I mean, there's apes in the circus. You know, I mean, there's always freaks at the circus, and Gollum would certainly be like the freak.
Definitely Gollum.
The man who bites the head off of fishes. But Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the sequel to Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which I think you kind of need to you need to see that movie if you're going to go see this. I don't think you can go into this blind.
No, I think you could.
You think you could?
Because all you need to know about the Rise of the Planet of the Apes is that everything you need to know, they tell you in a voiceover when the movie starts.
Right.
That Genesis, the company Genesis, ended up creating a drug to cure Alzheimer's. One of their... Alzheimer's, not Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Whatever. One of their doctors got infected. He was patient 0. And from there, it just spreaded, and it's called the simian flu. because they were testing it on apes, which
Yeah.
is weird to me, but okay.
But it also makes it, anti-ape since
true,
intelligent
yes.
apes running around and, forming these different groups, which I think, it all focuses on Caesar once again, who was the test ape and friend to James Franco in the original movie. So I said, you think you need to see it?
He
Like,
wasn't a test ape.
Well, he was his ape, but he was
Yes.
testing the stuff on him.
No, he was the son of the ape that was being tested on.
Oh, right,
So
and
when
he came
she
out...
when she gave birth to him, his eyes were, I think, yellow, which is the sign of the apes being affected
Yeah.
with that Alzheimer's cure.
Yeah, that turned... Once again, research.
All right,
Fuck it.
watch the movie. Watch the first one.
Go watch
man.
the first one. Yeah, see? Because I'm like, I haven't watched it in
Watch
months.
the first one. Like I told Robo, I have been listening to a podcast of mine which reviews movies, and they have just reviewed the whole Planet of the Apes series,
Including the Rise of the Planet?
Oh yeah, they started with the originals and went all the way to Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, every person I said I was going to see this movie was like, the sequel to the Tim Burton one? And I was like, what? Who?
The Tim Burton
Really?
one. The Tim Burton one did this. Crashed and failed. Was a budget success,
Yeah,
but was not a successful film.
This was a much better ape film, hands down.
Yes, it was good.
Way better. I really enjoyed it. I think, because I like the first movie, was partially why I think I really enjoyed this.
Did the first movie surprise you like it surprised me?
Yeah, because I watched it with Riff Tracks, actually. If you guys know what Riff Tracks is, go check out rifftracks.com. So it's kind of like a comedy track playing while I'm watching it, and I found myself kind of getting lost in the movie and not focusing on the jokes. I'm like, this is a fucking good movie. And I mean, it's got John Lithgow, who's awesome.
Oh yeah, he was really good in it, actually.
Yeah, John Lithgow's just a fucking man. See that first movie, and then see this one to understand who Caesar is and where he came from.
Yes.
And why.
And they're short. Like, I mean, they're not 2 hours long. Well, I
Yeah.
think this one was 2 hours
This
long.
one's
But
2
the
hours.
first one was like easily an hour and a half, hour and 45.
Yeah, and this one's 2 hours and 10 minutes, so not.
Didn't feel like it.
No,
Didn't feel like it at all, actually.
unlike the movie with the dinosaur robots and the extinction of ages, I was not checking my watch in this movie. I was like
I
I'm
said,
in, like, I don't know how much time has passed, I want to see what's going to happen.
as soon as you get to the point where you're like, okay, I've seen all the previews, I know what's going to happen, man, this is going to take forever. Like, the previews happen, and you're like, oh shit, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, now I don't know where this is going.
Yeah, because that's what, that was another thing I heard from a lot of people, was like, how are you going to go see this if you know it's just going to end up with the apes winning, or but because it's a more character-driven story as well.
Yeah.
It's more about Caesar and his son Blue Eyes and his right-hand man Koba, who is Scar. He's the Jafar. Like, don't expect this guy to make a turn. Like, he's the bad guy.
He is in the first one.
Yeah.
He's in the first one,
But he's still in this, like, he's going to be the bad guy. Like, there's
you
no,
know he's going to be the bad
you
guy.
don't have a guy with a wicked scar on his eye, like, miss it, and his one eye's milky white, and you don't make him evil. Like,
Which, oddly enough, another ape from the first one that was actually Caesar's rival in that, like, ape...
in the pen.
Yeah, was one of his loyalist subjects that was being held captive because he was loyal.
Oh,
that was
Rocket. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Which, actually, favorite character for me in the movie was Maurice.
Oh, of
The
course.
orangutan was just... Like, that's the cool thing, too, is they actually had real actors doing motion capture even for those apes. It
Yeah,
wasn't just
I
Andy
really want to,
Serkis.
like, find out who the other actors were now.
Yeah, I thought Maurice was awesome. He's, the teacher character.
Oh, yeah.
Wise old ape.
This
Yes,
is
in a
one
way.
of those films that when you get it on DVD, you're going to want to watch the making of.
Yeah.
You're going to want to know how the motion... Like, you're going to want to see just how many of the apes were CG and how many of them were motion captured.
Yeah. You want to see people with all those ping pong balls all over their
Yes.
body, too. That's always fun.
And Andy Serkis acting like an ape.
Yeah, which he does great. Once again, Andy Serkis is a big highlight of this movie for me, beyond Maurice. Just really good as Caesar. Like, the man can like, I know a lot of it's the computer as well, but there's a lot lot of emotion in his face, and I think that's why they use him a lot. Very subtle emotion he can pull off in his eyes and stuff.
From what I learned,
gets cleaned up in post.
From what I've learned about the first one, it was like 80% him, 20% computer.
Okay.
Yeah, most of it is him. It might be maybe even less than that, like 70-30, but it is mostly him.
Nice.
Like they've said, like if you watch in the first one, Rise of the Planet, if you actually watch the deleted scenes and the making of, it is literally him acting everything out. Nice. So him acting like Caesar, you can see him acting like an ape.
Yeah, And it's like CG in this, like Avatar, get out of here. Like this has some nice, believable CG. Just when you're like, I freaking thought this, like, you can the emotions conveyed by these apes.
Oh
like
yeah,
I said. Like it just you get drawn in as much as I have to Toy Story, to a bunch of animated toys. I feel the same thing for these apes. You feel for them. You feel for the people. A lot of cool action as well. But a lot of it's drama. It's a story of fathers and sons.
It is definitely a story.
Yeah.
I know. 2 weeks ago, we reviewed a smash and blow up film. Not what you're gonna get in this. No. You're gonna want to sit down, watch it, pay attention.
Yeah.
Because it's all there. It is a complete story. It's not like they're setting up a franchise, which is what every movie is nowadays.
But they are with having the sequel, and I think there's definitely somewhere else they can go with this. We were talking about, are they going to jump? Is some guy imitating Charlton Heston going to crash land on this thing in 1,000 years? Are they going to like?
Which was my fun fact for you. Apparently, in the first one, they do talk about a mission being sent out, a rocket being sent out in the first one.
They planted that seed then, so we might see that in a.
We could see it.
In what maybe the next one will just be Planet of the Apes.
See, I think the next one would be the Battle for the Planet of the Apes, which they've already used that title, so they would change it.
Yeah.
But that's because of the way it ended. Well, with what they said was happening.
Yeah.
I feel like the next film is the battle.
Yeah. Well, we have to assume there are other apes on the planet and other places, because this just focuses on one town of humans and one town of apes. Everyone's separated.
See, I don't think there are other apes.
You don't think? You think those are the apes?
I think that's it.
That's it.
And
the rest of the world is just dead. And
because those apes came about when Caesar infected...
10 years after the first movie.
Infected the apes he was with. So now 10 years after them reproducing and everything, that's how they became so popular and so populated, I should say.
There you go, yeah.
So I don't think there are other apes in the world like that.
Okay, you are right.
I think that's it.
I should have watched the first movie before I went and saw this, but I was just like, yeah, apes and guns. And
I believe the first movie is actually on, like, HBO or Cinemax, Showtime, some cable-provided network. It actually is on there.
You heard it here. I'm going to say go see this movie, especially if you liked Rise of the Planet of the Apes. You can't go wrong with seeing this. Don't expect to have your mind blown or your life changed, but I found it very enjoyable. Worth the time.
Worth the time. Worth the admission to go see it.
Yeah.
If you don't it is in, I think, like IMAX or just plain 3D.
There is IMAX 3D and stuff, and I don't know.
So I would say see it in regular. Don't spend the like $20. Regular is fine. It's a good movie. If you can't get to the movies when it comes on DVD or Redbox, rent it, buy it, on demand, whatever. But see it.
Yeah.
I definitely say see it.
I say see it, especially if you like the first movie. Good thing to go out and spend a little time in an air-conditioned dark room with some strangers, watching a bunch of apes and people fight. And
works for me.
Drama. Yeah, it's so dramatic. Not a typical sci-fi movie.
No.
So, thank you for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Did you see the movie? What did you think of the movie? Are you going to see the movie? We want to know. Subscribe. Give us some thumbs up. And until then, my good D, I have a strange craving for bananas.
Oh, yes. Bananas are awesome.
Let's go. Banana bread.
Ooh.
Banana pancakes.
Banana nut bread.